buddy.
You know, I'm taking guitar lessons right now.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be able to do that in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you should. You would be able to do that in 2 weeks because it's
I'm
a
not.
pretty simple. Little
Oh, no, that would take me 2 years. I'm not taking guitar
I'm sure
lessons.
there's people out there going, gosh, this is just... The only thing that I was thinking during that time was whenever you come up with an intro, it's got to be, you know, it's nothing intricate.
Right.
It's nothing like, you know, like that's going to mess with your emotions. This is just something that's going to get you into whatever you're getting to.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like I mean, think about The Price is Right. You know, is that The Price is Right?
I don't know. That's a good jingle though.
I really think
I
that's
just picked up right on it.
That was the I Dream a Genie.
Oh my gosh! Oh wait, Price is Right is
Price is what is?
Oh,
you know,
Jason.
Price is Right.
I went with it, dude. I don't know. I was like, yeah, sounds like it. Wait, what's the da 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 da? No, what is Price is Right?
I don't know. I mean, we just have the da da da.
I mean, yeah, the only thing we have from that is
yeah. I don't know what The Price is Right is. I have no idea.
someone.
I just see all the lights and stuff.
I don't just see the big wheel. I don't know what the price is. The Price is
I
Right
don't
is.
know. Somebody call us right now. No, we're not live. There's no way for.
No, that's a great debate though for a theology podcast. What is the Price?
Yeah,
is
seriously.
Right?
I can't even get the tune in my head right now.
It's literally. I feel like we have dead air because I'm trying to think of it right now.
Yeah,
because it's bugging me.
Yeah. But you know,
I can
whenever
hear,
you
come on
think of
down.
right.
So then what happens after that? When he says, so and so from wherever, come on down, and
it's just 70s
it's
like orchestration
Okay.
stuff. It's not really
sorry guys, we got nothing.
yeah, but I mean, think about it. Like whenever you hear an intro, it's not, and you know, it's like, show me the da-da smile. What's that? Who is that? Is that Who's the Boss? What was Who's the Boss?
I wasn't really allowed to watch TV.
Oh, you weren't allowed to
80s.
watch Who's the Boss?
No, don't
Tony
know that
Danza.
One. The Dan Man.
Oh yeah, Tony Danza.
I just saw him on an interview like a week ago. It's funny that
You
bring
remember
that
when
up.
he had that show? Didn't he have a
He had
talk show?
Yeah, he had a talk show
For a
for like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
What about this one? Maybe we should make this our intro song.
Okay. Oh yeah! This makes me want to dance.
I don't know what that's
That'll
from.
get some YouTube.
Copyright laws
copies.
against us? No, I think it's public domain. Which we did on our 100 episode, the little 5-minute clip I uploaded. We're at 100 by NF, who's a rapper. We did get a copyright warning on it.
Oh man!
I said,
we're in
hey,
trouble.
we don't know, but it is copyrighted. Did
Right,
you get
right.
permission? I was like, no, I didn't. So now I gotta.
You gotta
email.
edit that out.
No, they didn't take it down. They
didn't
just
take
gave
it down
us a
yet?
warning.
Oh man!
They gave us a warning on
Well,
the
that's
COVID,
great.
The cookie stuff too.
Oh, cookies!
Dang it!
We always say
goes
that
that
word
one.
on here,
Gotta get
but it's
that.
really hard not to. I mean, but
Is
whatever.
that nuts that we're living in that day of age where I literally have to go censor what I'm saying right now?
Well, it's the
get so
same
mad.
thing as like you're at somebody's house or you're at church or you're in the supermarket and you sneeze and you got to look over at the person that's closest to you. No, don't worry, I'm okay.
It was the sunlight. I looked at
I'm
the sun.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
light
it's-
sensitive.
it's like-
inside.
Yeah, there's nothing that I really need to say. I don't need to justify why I just sneezed, but I feel like there's something inside of me whenever I do something
There
like
was-
that now.
So I posted a meme on our Instagram site, which, by the way, if you guys want to follow at Instagram, Dead Men Walking Podcast. Same at YouTube. Same at Facebook, Dead Men Walking Podcast. And then, of course, if you want to find merch and all that good stuff, dmwpodcast.com. Support the show. We got some fun T-shirts out there for you. Maybe a little risky for you, but guess what? They're conversation starters.
Yep.
And you'll like them. So go follow us there. But on our Instagram page, it was like 9 different Spider-Mans all pointing at themselves. It was like influenza, COVID, Delta, Omicron. Like, we don't know what it is. I said, it's confusing out there, y'all, you know? And some guy was like, can't even sneeze, man. That was his comment on Instagram. And I was like, so true.
Yeah,
he knows
right.
what's up. Can't even sneeze in public, man.
Well, I mean, you know, it's like you got a new one that's showing up right now. I guess there's
the moronic,
another
not
the Omicron, but
there's another one.
Yeah, there's like another
half flu, half COVID, right?
Half COVID, yeah, flu-ovid. I don't.
Is that what they're calling it?
I have no idea, but my brother-in-law just sent me a post. But
it was here. I got it right here. It's Alex S.Y. Felix. Feels like I can't even sneeze anymore, man.
Sneeze.
So thank you for your comment.
It's true.
You're right. We feel the same way. Jason feels the same way.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
Whenever I sneeze, it gets on my beard. That's the worst part. But
dude, your beard is so big.
Why? Thank you for noticing.
It's just huge. It's like bushy. It's big.
Yeah. Greg,
it's
my eyes are
up here.
No,
stop looking at my beard.
No, I mean like that's the hardest part about having a beard. I mean, you get into this too. I mean, it's hard, when a little. I mean, you learn how to eat with a fork whenever you have a really big mustache or really big beard.
Can you do real quick? Can you do cereal well with a beard or no? Do you get you get the dribbles?
Oh yeah.
I now eat cereal with a napkin.
Yeah, every time.
Like one bite.
Yep, exactly. Wipe. Yep. Eat, wipe. Eat, wipe.
You're not the only one.
Exactly,
Thank you.
dude.
Awesome.
Yeah. I kept thinking that it was my spoon. Like I needed new spoons. It was like,
this spoon has a hole in it.
Honey, what did you do? Spoons.
Where'd you buy these spoons?
Yeah, right. These spoons must be the cheap ones.
She's like, you're a caveman.
Yeah, right.
It's not the spoon. You don't know how to shovel food into your mouth properly.
Oh my gosh, man. I've been considering possibly cutting it down, but
no.
I don't know, man. It's like,
don't do it.
It's that's a really big decision. Every time I'm like, man, maybe I should just cut it down a little bit. I'll get the razor out or the scissors or hair trimmers, and I'm just like, I'll just go ahead and cut a little bit off, and it's like, no.
So wait, are you thinking of like taking everything off?
No. I would never shave totally down unless I had to for some reason. But
swimming competition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, I have no intentions of ever shaving ever again. But it just
so wait,
gets
how
to that
short
point
are you going?
Just
like
maybe
news.
like an inch. Maybe take it down
That's
to
not
about
too
an
bad.
inch, or something like that. But yeah, man. I mean,
because you're rocking. I don't know what you're rocking.
Dude,
there, 4 inches probably.
Yeah, this is a pretty good size one.
Yeah,
this has been growing. I don't even know the last time I got it cut though.
Okay. Do you want to know how I trim my beard when I know it's time to trim?
What's that?
I wear the same jacket.
Okay.
Almost every day when I'm out. And when I start zipping my beard up into my jacket, I go, all right, time to take off a few inches.
But for you have to look professional. See, like when I'm at home, I'm just I trade stocks, so I'm at home.
You're just in front of your computer like a mad scientist. Your beard is all crazy.
Yeah. My wife
wild eyes.
My wife is like, can you just please take a shower today? Just take a shower. No, I'm joking. I'm not that bad.
She walks in with lunch. You just look up, beard, wild eyes. You're like, I'm waiting for the dip, honey.
Doritos on the side of my mouth. I'm like, oh my gosh, Doritos. I wonder if they have a stock. Yeah.
That's how you make all your financial decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
What you're into at that moment.
I look around the room. I'm like, oh yeah, Samsung.
Oh
my gosh, Samsung.
I feel like Subway. What's their stock doing?
Man, we used to eat Subway a lot
on the road,
and I got to a point where I was like, I cannot have any more of this whatsoever. But man, you know what was really good on the road at Subway was the Veggie Delight. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Okay.
Just a little bit of a tip. Anybody else out there that wants to have one? No.
Okay. I mean,
if you put oil, the salt, you're going
to have to defend your manhood.
Keep going. Right. But I'm just saying, if you want to have something different, we talked about salad bars at one point on this.
You're a male feminist. Okay. All right. Keep going. Veggie Delight. Keep going.
Easy. Great. No, I'm joking. But yeah, man, the Veggie Delight, if you have a chance, go ahead and have that, and then have a steak with it on the side.
Okay, there we go.
If you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right.
What was that?
Veggie
That was like a seal. I don't know what that was. I was trying to sound like Tim Allen, from Home Improvement.
Yeah. We're showing our generation.
Yeah,
Everyone's
sorry.
like, Tim Allen, who?
I was like,
Santa Claus 3?
What are you talking? Okay, that's manly.
Then have some blubber. Oh man. So only an inch. That's good. I mean, you got a reputation and a look
exactly,
to keep here.
Yeah, exactly.
Your many fans have come to love your beard.
Yeah, they're
both locally and abroad, and especially Dead Men Walking. I don't know if I could sit next to a co-host with a totally shaven face,
right? Unless you had a sweet mustache, I'd be all right.
Oh, if you had a cool handlebar or like
something cool.
something with the wax, I mean that's. I look at those guys and I go, okay, I get it. Your mustache is your beard.
There's a guy at our church. Have you seen him? He does the loop-de-loo on the sides.
The loop-de-loo?
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that the official?
Yeah.
All people who are into mustaches right now are like,
but what's
I cannot
sweet
believe you
though?
called it a loop-de-loo.
He's like the door guy, like he holds the door open whenever you walk in.
Right.
He's got a sweet mustache. I'm like, yes, you are representing.
I love that you just referred to a church greeter as a door guy. You 1%er. He's a door guy. I throw my coat at him.
Yeah, right.
There'll be a 5 spot in it for you, sir, if it comes back on time when I get out of service.
Exactly. Yeah, right. Hey, park it around back. I throw in my
white
keys.
Privilege, dude.
I'm like, what? Oh no.
Oh man, did you go to this church? They have door guys.
Yeah.
It's like a Seinfeld episode.
You're a stall man? Oh gosh.
You just go to the bathroom. You're like, "Where's the mint guy?"
Yeah, right. I always, what's hilarious? I'm not going to say anything crude. Don't worry. Okay. But I always run into our pastor in the bathroom. Like,
oh my God.
Every time, like we're washing our hands at the same time.
It's really crazy because it's usually during the sermon.
Yeah.
Like, aren't you supposed to be
right.
up
aren't
on
you?
the...
What are you doing
What are you doing
now?
in here? How are you doing
But let me
that?
tell you something. What you said in John 4:3-6, I didn't agree. No,
You're like checking his references while he's at the stand-up stall.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
If you just have a moment.
Hey, next service, don't say that, okay? 'Cause it's not true. No, I'm just
oh, man.
Love you, Nate.
Okay, so you're not shaving. When you said you were shaving your beard to me,
yeah,
I thought you meant down to the skin. I wasn't happy with that. We got to keep the bearded band of brothers together.
Yeah, it wouldn't work out. I think Claude Ramsey would probably yell at me as well. So,
Claude Ramsey.
From the Here I Stand podcast. Yeah. Brother.
What a good guy.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's another one back on the round table that we had. That was a good one.
Heck yeah.
So what is going on right now with the world, first of all?
No idea.
I just got a text from a brother in the Lord. You know him. I don't know if he wants to be mentioned in the podcast, but we both know him.
Yeah.
And it was just a really heartfelt text. And he was just like, guys, I just feel like so depressed right now with what's going on in the world. Like, when is justice going to come?
Yeah.
Like, when are these bureaucrats and these people who lord over us that have no sense of justice, no sense of right and wrong, all hypocrites? Like, when are we just going to see something, And, I sent him a little encouraging word. I didn't want to get into eschatology right then. I think we might be different on our eschatology. And I think that has a lot to do with the outlook. But I even feel this way sometimes. My wife has always said, like, wisdom and discernment is such a two-edged sword, because once the Lord, blesses you with that wisdom and discernment, you kind of become like an Ecclesiastes. You kind of see the world for what it is, and you go, Lord, come quickly, serve your justice. There's so much injustice,
right?
So much sin, so much evil, and I say so much. I do believe Christ is ruling and reigning. I do believe that he has the victory and he will serve his justice. But sometimes, I was talking to you, Jason, like, I feel like sometimes, especially being in real estate, like, I want to go get a good deal on 100 acres and go set up a compound, dude.
Right.
And then I know that's not the Great Commission. That's not what I'm called to.
Just to hide.
just to hide, to stick my head in the sand. But there is something to where I love the idea of being self-sufficient.
Yeah.
You know, and I know you feel that way a little bit too.
Agreed.
You do things to where, you know, we've talked before about how you budget and eat natural and like really try to find homegrown foods and vegetables and stuff like that. And I've kind of been that way, like for the last 6 months. I got a guy coming out in a few weeks to look at my building to see what I would need to do to even just be wired in with solar. Like, what could I do to maybe have something that's a little off grid, or at least producing my own energy. Looking into stuff like chickens, and obviously we already have a garden and things like that. But I was just thinking, like, is it wise for Christians to think that way? I know, like, the secular world just goes, oh, you're a prepper.
Right.
You're a crazy person if you do anything that's, when I say even off-grid has, like, a pejorative kind of connotation to it. In the secular world. Oh, I'm off-grid. Oh, you're one of those crazy.
Right.
But it's like, we've only been in
You're never off-grid, man. You got a phone.
Yeah, that's true. You got to pay property taxes. What are you talking about? You're never off grid.
Right.
Even if I'm fully off grid, I got to go into the municipality twice a year and pay my taxes, and they come and hunt me down and throw me in prison. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, have you ever had those thoughts of?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, do I need to get a little more just outside of the system?
Yeah, I
mean, like, we both rely on like Wi-Fi and internet, and all that stuff, because we have businesses, that do that.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like, wouldn't it be kind of cool to be a little less connected sometimes?
I've thought about moving to Moscow, Idaho, for sure. No, they don't have as many jobs as you guys think they have out there. If anybody,
hey, I read this on the website. I'm not supposed to come out here with a job, but Doug, you need someone to trade for you?
I'd like to join your church. Yeah. But no, yeah, man, for sure. I mean, that's something that, I think it was Dale Partridge just put up a post that said something like 3 things that Christians will be doing more often soon is homeschooling.
Yes.
What was it? I'm sorry.
Homesteading?
Maybe. Yeah, he did. That was the third one.
Okay.
But there was like 3 points. Man, I wish I had it right now, but it sounded really cool. But yeah, the last one was homesteading. And home churches. Duh. Dale Partridge.
It's kind of what he's known for. Home church,
homeschooling, home church, and homesteading.
He knows how to write a headline.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
A nice little
right. But that right there is exactly where we're headed. I mean, I really think people are getting tired of worrying about what's in their food. Sorry, I just hit the microphone.
Got to keep the streak going.
Every episode now. Everybody's worried about what's in their food. Everybody's worried about, maybe what the school is teaching their kids. And that when they go in to fight it, they get arrested, or they, they're told, oh, you're nuts, and we're going to go ahead and tell your kids about X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Even though that's not the things that you want them to know about. I think that there's a lot of things that's going to come up soon. But what you're talking about, sustainability and, living off the grid and living off of your own land. I mean, that is something I really think it started making a comeback maybe within the past 20 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been going, I'm sure it's been going longer than that. Maybe that's 20 years ago was when it kind of started to get more in the, in my view,
mainstream, right?
or whatever, that I started noticing. But man, I really would love to do that as well. I mean, having a huge garden, having chickens like you're talking about, having fresh eggs. We get fresh eggs from a friend every week, and those eggs are so good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go so good.
Once you get free range organic eggs, you can't go back to the $2 a dozen ones.
No,
you just can't.
Man, not at all. But this
Especially
isn't like
family
this is like straight from the ground where they just had the egg. They put it in the milk, or in the milk. They put it in the egg carton.
Yeah.
She brings it to us, and we eat it. It's like
our farm eggs. I have to wash the hay and poop and dirt off them.
Yeah, exactly. We have to do the same.
Absolutely,
I love it.
So that's the thing too. Is like I was really thinking about this, and for anyone who's kind of interested in it too, like it feels like such a big jump when you say off the grid. Oh my gosh, I got to do all this stuff, and it's like you can really. Now I just bumped the mic. There we go.
Yeah.
So you can really, when you think about it, you can do some small things that really can start propelling you to be a little more self-sufficient, right? Like the very first thing, if you have any amount of land, and even if you live in a building, you can do like rooftop stuff.
Yeah.
Like start at least growing your own vegetables. Like get in there and get your tomatoes, your jalapenos, your lettuce, your, spinach, all those things that are very healthy anyway. That's one way. Two, if you live, you can basically be totally self-sufficient on less than an acre. Even if you have like a half an acre in a semi-rural area, like we're looking into chicken coops and chickens right now. And we have lots of friends that have those.
Yeah.
We're not in a super rural area out here.
Right.
I mean, we're semi-rural. I'm like,
Do you have to have any kind of permit to do that with chickens?
Are you asking if I need to ask permission
on your own,
of a government on my own property?
Yeah, on your own land
to feed my family?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you answer that. What do you think my answer is gonna be to that? Boy?
You're gonna say yes.
No,
the government does.
No, here's a little plug to Trump, whether you like him or not.
Yeah.
He redid the Right to Farm Act in 2017.
Serious?
And basically said, there's no state or local ordinance that can override your right to
that's awesome.
to grow food and to have animals on your land.
That's awesome.
So under federal legislation,
yeah.
Now each state can try to say, oh no, or each local municipality can try to write an ordinance. And I've had those arguments with locals here that try to write an ordinance. Oh, you can't have chickens within so many feet. Sorry, that's just not the way it works.
Yeah.
It's your land, it's your right. But if you're in a semi-rural area, as long as you don't have a rooster and they're not, crowing,
Makes
and
sense.
you don't even know they're there.
Yeah.
I showed a $500,000 property last year in a very upscale subdivision where each plot was 0.09 acres. So if you think of just like a really small subdivision plot.
Yeah.
Walked in the backyard. Backyard was maybe 40 feet by 60 feet. Okay. And there's a little building there, and it's a little not full 2-story, but almost like double-decker small building.
Gotcha.
And it was a chicken coop. And they roosted, upstairs, in the upper level. Walked around in the day. You would never know they're there. You had a neighbor that was 20 foot away on the other side of the fence line. End up talking to the seller, and they're like, oh, we've had them for 5 years. No one even knows what's in there. They're super quiet. We just make sure, chickens come home to roost. They come in at night.
Yeah.
And he goes, we get, about 2 dozen eggs a week out of 6, or maybe a dozen eggs a week, he said, out of, 4 or 5 chickens.
Yeah.
And it just supplements.
Wow.
So like sustainability, you got to realize we've only really been in this mode of like, we have to rely on stores, rely on electricity, rely on distribution and Amazon, like the last 50 years for the first two, the last 10 years for the last one. All it is it's a little minor convenience is what we rely on. And it's like, you could do solar for very cheap. You can do chickens, or if you got an acre even, you can do small animals, goats, and cows are a little bit more work because they eat so much, but pigs are very easy. Goats,
bacon,
sheep, mutton, lamb, stuff like that. And you're like, you could do it. This is why I get so fired up about it, because like I can do it for a pretty reasonable cost and not a whole lot of work, and at least be 80% of the way there.
Isn't that our society though? Like having something that sustainability. It's not a fast, hey, I need this now. Like I need it right now. I want some tomatoes. Go to the store,
but
or the meat that you're talking about, right? Like having a cow. You know how good a cow that has just been cut up. I'm sorry, anybody out there that doesn't want to hear about that, but
I'm not sorry.
I love meat. I love my steaks.
We've been given dominion over the animals. I'm sorry.
I love it.
But you also lose, because of the convenience of our society, we have lost how much sweeter that vegetable tastes that you harvested from a seed all summer long.
Yep.
And Proverbs talks about it. Deuteronomy talks about it. The sweetness of the harvest. Right? Meaning not just the fact that the actual tomato is sweet or the actual apple that you grew from your apple tree. tastes good. But it's the fact that you put the work and time into it. You reaped what you sowed. You put the blood, sweat, and tears. Well, the sweat and tears, maybe not blood into it. Well, maybe blood if you cut your fingers.
Maybe.
You know, into that fruit or that animal that you raised or whatever it is.
Yeah. We've
lost the proverb satisfaction of actually reaping what we sow.
Yeah.
There's a biblical principle in that. I always tell people, you know, I grew up pretty, you know, without not a lot, probably, you know, poor. But my grandmother always made sure my brother and I had like a big new gift at Christmas, right? And usually like every other year it was like a new bike.
Okay.
Like oh my gosh. To us, that's a car when you're a kid.
Well, yeah.
Oh, whoa. It's a great BMX bike, right?
Yeah.
Could never afford that. When I was 15, and you want to know what? We had those bikes. We loved them.
Yeah.
But I would leave it outside.
Yeah.
It got stolen by the neighborhood kid once. My dad went and tracked him down, got it back. It got rusted quick because you leave it out in the rain, right? When I was 13, I saved up my money and bought my own mountain bike. Guess how well I treated that bike.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It was like I was washing it. It was always inside. Why?
Yeah.
Because I had worked for it.
Yeah.
It hadn't been given to me. Now, I wasn't saying that I didn't appreciate the gift that a grandmother or someone had given me for Christmas. I appreciate it, but not nearly as much what I had worked for.
Right.
And let me tell you something. You self-raise meat or a vegetable or work for something, it's that much sweeter when you eat it or share it. Think about, hey, I raised this with my own two hands. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into it. Jason, I want to have your family over, and we want to have a community dinner, and this is everything that I've worked for, and I'm sharing my labor with you.
Right.
There's something there that is so sweet and so biblical, and we've lost that now that we walk down the aisle of a grocery store like an 18th century king. Like, I'll have some lamb, I'll have some salmon, I'll have some grapes,
crab legs.
I'll have some cheese, some crab legs, right? We don't work for it anymore.
Right.
And there's something that's lost in that. And I think there's something biblical, a biblical principle that's lost there to where we don't appreciate it. Yeah, we say, thank you, Lord, for this food. And thank you for providing it and the means that were necessary to, you know, but it's like when you toil for something.
Yeah.
And I'm getting so drawn to that idea again.
Yeah.
Like, I just keep thinking about it over the last 6 months. Like, gosh, I would love to go, I raised that. I grew that. I can share that with my friends and family, my brothers and sisters in the Lord, when they come over for the Lord's Day supper and we partake in it together. There's something there that's like kind of enticing about that, you know, like there's something attractive.
Right. I've been bringing Elon Musk up. No. I've been bringing Elon Musk up a lot in our podcast, but
the Elon Musk podcast.
So look, I don't know how true this is or not, but it's really cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Supposedly he sold every house that he owned. Okay. Sold everything that he owned. Every house that he owns. And supposedly, for a little while he was homeless, even while being the richest person in the world. And he ended up building just a one-room home. Now,
right now,
like a one-room, you know, the very minimal.
How big's the room?
Very right.
150,000 square
You wonder,
foot?
yeah. I'm pretty sure I heard. And again, you guys can fact check me. I can't remember. I really wish I had the story in front of me and where I found it and whatnot and if it's true and blah, blah, blah. But I guess he ended up buying and making and building a home that was like $50,000 or $100,000. And, you know, I think a lot of times our society tells us that bigger is better. Like, you got to have all this stuff. You got to have, like, you know, a mansion on a hill. I mean, you know, you got to have, I don't know, whatever. And it's like, you don't really need all these things, you know? And I will admit, I am a minimalist for sure. Like, I mean, not to the extent where, like, I only own like 20 pieces of something, but you know, I am, what I own is things more or less that I need. And I only keep things that I really need, like my, Major League Baseball collection. But
you know, the things that are going to be worth money in the future.
But no, but all I'm saying is like it's like there is this thing that is programmed into all of us growing up, and it's like if you don't have, a home that is the size of whatever, the biggest house on the block, you haven't made it.
Yeah.
You don't have the nice car, you haven't made it. You don't have, all the amenities. You're not going on all these vacations.
That's dumb.
Everybody on Facebook is having the best life ever, but then, you're only getting a few snapshots of what their life is really like.
Dude, that's so doctored.
And it's,
Facebook is a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
Instagram's a lie.
What we're talking about is sustainability and being able to take care of your family, being able to take care of your home. And but yeah, looks like you found it.
Take a look at this here. Elon Musk's claimed home is a humble $50,000 house. He's reportedly living in an Austin mansion.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. You got to realize, okay, let's get off this crazy website, this Forbes website that's asking me to buy for 10 things. Elon Musk has his primary residence, a simple home worth $50,000 that he's renting from SpaceX near a spaceport in Texas, but the eccentric billionaire is actually living in a luxury mansion in Austin owned by his wealthy friend Ken Howery, according to Wall Street Journal.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing. This is the day and age we live in, okay? 6 months ago, I might have believed that. That Wall Street Journal research.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I wouldn't have. I probably would still doubted it, but not as much as the. Have you seen the gaslighting that has come out against Elon Musk just because he goes build back better with Joe Biden's plan? No, get rid of the whole thing. We don't need it.
Yeah.
Comes out with we don't need college. Get rid of it.
Right.
He is going so anti-leftist right now. Anti-progressive.
Yeah.
There's been a coordinated campaign against his character.
Right.
And it's like, wait a minute. He was the darling of the left just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, we're going to space. Hey, we believe in all this, crazy
energy
and green energy and climate change. And because he even had something like just a few months ago, he came out and said, there's nothing we can do about climate change. We have to keep consuming oil.
Yeah.
It's just not probable. The thing is we just need to have alternatives. I'm not saying we just go all to electric or all to solar.
Yeah.
It's like we're going to be using oil until the day this human race is extinct.
Right.
And that got everyone upset. And it's so crazy how quick the agenda-driven leftists will turn on you.
Yeah.
So I read something like that and I go, this is kind of a weird hit piece where it's like, oh yeah, he's living in a $50,000. He's got a lease on it. Oh, but some guy from the Wall Street looked into it and said he's living in a mansion in Austin.
Yeah. And it's like
when he did Joe Rogan a couple last year, he didn't fly into Austin. He had to fly into Austin. He wasn't living in Austin, was he?
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't at that time. But yeah, whenever they moved the factory to Austin, out of California, he I mean, it's just. It's one of those things. It just it gets your wheels turning for sure. I mean, it makes my head spin a little bit. Because you're thinking to yourself like if I had what he had, right? Like the
money and the resources.
I'm pretty sure that I would do things differently. Possibly, because of my worldview. Yeah. And I don't know everything about Elon Musk, but that is just so cool to think about someone who could have whatever. And he's like, no, man, I just got a $50,000 house and I'm just, doing my thing, and it's like, that's exactly how people should be. Like, why does it always have to be chase the Joneses? I got the $600,000 house, I got the $100,000 car and
because
blah, blah, blah.
That's the difference between rich and wealthy. Okay. There is a way of thinking between rich and wealthy. Like that's Warren Buffett. He lives in the same $80,000 or $120,000 house he's lived in since 1978.
Drives the same Buick from the 80s or
same
90s or whatever. Yeah.
That's why when they interviewed Jeff Bezos back when he was worth $6 billion, just in the days when he was only worth $6 billion. There's a famous clip out there where they're driving in a 1998. This is in 1999, 1990, or maybe earlier than that, 1996, I think it is, Honda Accord.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "Aren't you worth $6 billion?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "The reason I'm asking is because what's with this car?" And he goes, "Well, it's a perfectly good car."
Yeah.
So here's a guy who back then was in 1999, Jeff Bezos was worth $6 billion, and he's driving around in, then a $12,000 or $13,000 car.
Yeah.
This is the thing, man. Yes, there's a difference between rich and wealthy.
Yeah.
The wealthy realize there's no difference between rich and poor when it comes down to how long am I going to live? How much good can I do? What really makes me happy, right? The rich is almost the middle stage of where you still are believing the illusion that a whole bunch of money is going to change the way you feel, interact with people, react to people, think, right?
Yep.
The believer, the Christian understands, the true Christian understands that all those things are an illusion.
Right.
It's nice to have it.
Yeah.
If God blesses me with, Solomon was rich.
Yeah.
By all accounts, David was rich.
Right.
By all accounts, Paul was very well off before the Lord knocked him off his beast.
Yeah.
Then he became a tent maker and was actually, most scholars believe, made really good money making tents. That was kind of like a home builder back then, right? He was cranking out tents left and right for 14 years before he, met with the brothers in the Lord and said, "Hey, I think I'm a disciple." So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with money.
Yeah.
In particular, the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money, but the love of it. But it's like, I feel like the uber wealthy get to a point and they realize, oh my gosh, Ecclesiastes was right. It makes no difference.
Right.
There's nothing new under the sun. It all doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
There's some that are righteous that die young. There's some that are wicked that live to a ripe old age. Like, ultimately, it's the sovereignty of God and his providence.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I need to,
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I could totally believe someone like an Elon Musk, just like a Warren Buffett, going, "Yeah, if I've got running water and shelter and food when I need it and clothes on my back, what more do I really need? I'm cool with living in a 50,000." Because he's following a passion.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to make this whole podcast about Elon Musk.
No.
But it's like he's following a passion.
Just an interesting guy for sure, and I mean he's out there a lot right now. Yeah, but it is a passion. He's making rockets, and he didn't even go to school.
Could you imagine if the Lord just revealed himself to him and he just became like, saved, like reformed, like,
what was really, really funny? I was watching the interview with
Elon Musk documentary,
Lex Friedman. Yeah, his Lex Friedman podcast. I was watching on YouTube, and he did say something about Elon Musk said something about their first mission. Rocket sending up into outer space with people on it. He was like, "I'm not a religious man, but I did get on my knees that day and prayed to God." And I was just like, yeah, because the truth is written on your heart.
Boom. No, absolutely.
But it's like even Elon Musk knows. Everyone knows, even though they're like, "I don't believe there's a God," or
"I'm an atheist, I'm a this, I'm a that."
But they always steal
I believe in
from
science.
us. Yeah, right.
And he says, "I got on my knees and I submitted myself to something higher than myself because he understood."
Yeah.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
And I think, here's the thing. The Bible says there's all these journeys to that, right? Mm-hmm. Some are saved, some aren't. Some realize that, some don't. But at the very end of the day, every single knee will bow. Yeah. Every single person will find out. Oh, for sure.
Jesus
right?
Christ is Lord.
God is not into cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He isn't into part 2s and part 3s. He's going, every single person that's ever lived is going to find out there is a God that is just, that is righteous, that is holy. Amen. And they're going to go, "Yep, my knee is going to bow to you because I have to." I mean, that's a really humbling thing to think. And I believe that, you get a lot of people from the other side of the political aisle, or leftists or progressives or secularists or atheists, that say, "Oh, Christianity is so either exclusive or wants to not inclusive in certain people." And it's like, no, Christianity takes us all to that same level and says, "Oh no, the Elon Musks and the
Jason
homeless person with syphilis and the Jason Hamlin and the Greg Moore, we are all going to bow before a holy and righteous king one day."
Yeah.
We're all the same.
It's true.
We're all image bearers of God, but we're all sinners.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for me, in a world like we're in right now, I don't know. I find solace in that.
Yeah.
I look at that and I go, I love an Elon Musk. I love what he's doing with technology. But at the end of the day, I want him to repent and be saved because at the end of the day, we're all sinners and we're all rebels against God. You know?
Right. Amen.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Man,
that's probably a good bookend right there.
Yeah, you want to? Should we finish it up? You know, we got into a little bit of the beard. We got into a little bit of the
sustainability,
living off the grid. Got a little bit of Elon Musk. We should see if we can mention Elon Musk at least once every episode for at least 7 or 8 episodes.
Well, it's really hard because he's out there a lot right now. Like he does interviews all the time. He's a really interesting person, and it's a really interesting example. You know, just like with the one I just said.
Yeah, and plus in your business, you're in that tech space.
Yeah,
I mean, you're looking at it. You're looking at all the things that surround that. I mean,
the NASDAQ follows that. That's what makes the NASDAQ run is tech companies.
Tech right now.
Man. Tech makes the NASDAQ run. So,
guys, thanks so much for listening to this podcast today, tonight, whenever you're listening to it. You know, maybe it's in the morning, like Jason likes to think.
Oh, yeah.
He likes to think we're maybe a morning show for at least one person out there going to work. Went a little long, but we do love the fact that you guys are commenting, that you're responding. Check out dmwpodcast.com. Obviously, you support us. We can support, you support the show. We can keep doing what we're doing. Yeah. We don't do this for a salary or money. Do it because we love doing it, and we want to make sure we can keep doing it and bring glory to God. And we can only do that by you guys telling a friend, checking out the merch site, purchasing there, and supporting us. Jason, we got anything before we go head out?
No, man. Thank you, guys.
Guys, so much. Thank you for listening. God bless. Beep. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Dead Men Walking Podcast for full video podcast episodes and clips, or email us at deadmenwalkingpodcast@gmail.com.
None you